You have to climb more than 30 meters to the very top of a red pine, just to harvest the pine nuts. Their value keeps rising year after year. This single tree produced 20 massive pine cones. Such impressive cones each, one heavy with promise. As winter approaches, the wild animals begin to roam farther and wider, the deeper we go into the forest. The larger the creatures we encounter. It's a journey that demands full awareness, every step of the way. Oh wow, look at this. These leaves are huge, almost the size of my hand. That S.A. leopard-ass mark, not from a wild boar or snow leopard, actual leopard. We've been trekking for days now. The water below runs deep. Is it shallow? Only up to here. We laugh. Along the trail, we stumble upon a patch of wild Shenjing tea. Locals jokingly call it Ao tea. People in the mountain forests have been brewing it for generations, using it as a natural tea substitute. The Shenjing tea of Changbai Mountain is unlike any from the south. Dark roots, slender green leaves, and a crisp, refreshing scent. The snow thickens with every step. The path ahead is now impossible to cross. So we decide to search nearby for chaga mushrooms. Before finding any chaga, we spot a small cluster of lion's mane. Lion's mane, also called Hericium, Arenacos, or hedgehog mushroom, is a wild annual fungus, treasured for its nourishing properties. It's both food and medicine, one of the 3 great wild mushrooms of northeast China, alongside honey mushrooms and frozen mushrooms. It may be small, but in a notice obliquous. At last, we found you. It took crossing mountains and valleys just to see you again. That little live stream adventure, it was all for this moment. All for you. Yes, chaga mushroom. The legendary black treasure of the forest. This one's small, but perfectly formed. Dense and full of life. Given time, it'll grow even more. Perhaps 8 to 10 years to reach maturity. Don't let its size fool you. Its curves tell a story written by time. Wait, what's that rustling? A line of little mice scurrying past. What a sight. Such a big one. Even larger than before amazing. Oh, look, White Lingzhi. We've come across several White Lingzhi. If only this were chaga instead. Haha, these are sliced, dried, and sold later. Its scientific name is Piptoporus betulinus, but locals simply call it White Lingzhi. It's a wild annual fungus with a slightly bitter taste. Growing only on dead trees, never on living ones. It begins to form in late summer, around August or September. And stops growing by November. in autumn. The fresh white lingzi can be soaked and stir-fried with meat. A prized ingredient and a source of income through the winter. This one here is horse hoof lingzi, a kind of old beef liver mushroom. And over there, cloud mushroom, also known as turkey tail fungus. Its layers resemble drifting clouds. Which is how it earned its name. Though related to lingzi. Cloud mushroom is a different species altogether. Now it's fully mature, perfect for drying or brewing as a herbal drink. Frozen, solid. These belong to the category of wind-dried cones. The pine resin on the surface has been fully absorbed by the seeds inside, and the moisture has been completely dried out by the wind. Eating these fresh pine nuts is especially fragrant and flavorful in the deep mountains. Carnivorous animals are common. With the improvement of the ecosystem, the number of large predators in the mountains is steadily increasing. This little roe deer, we suspect, was caught by a marten or civet. If it had been a tiger, there would have been nothing left on the left tree. We spotted a wild lion's mane mushroom. Lion's mane is medicinal, a wild edible fungus valued for both food and medicine. It matures between August and October each year. Lion's mane develops from a mycelium and fruiting body. The mycelium absorbs nutrients, which then form the fruiting body when mature. It resembles a hedgehog, hence the nickname hedgehog mushroom. Fresh lion's mane is white, and after natural wind drying, it turns golden yellow, depending on rain and humidity. If a storm hits in March, the mushrooms left to dry on the tree may absorb moisture and rot right there. This marked our last lion's mane harvest for the first half of the year. Every season in the mountains brings different treasures. This is a thorn sprout tree. In about a month, this tree will sprout its thorn buds. Is this alive? Yes, it's alive. The tips are perfectly healthy. Wow, it's grown so large. This is the thickest hedgehog mushroom I've ever seen. Carefully pinching the green tips shows it's living, not dead. Over time, more buds will emerge, if fully grown. This could be enormous. Along the trail, from afar we noticed a dark spot on a birch tree. The closer we got, the more certain we became. This was a piece of chaga mushroom. What a wonderful surprise. Chaga is a fungus that grows on birch or maple birch trees. Its scientific name is Inonotus obliquus. When the bark of a birch tree is damaged, the fungus begins to colonize the exposed area over roughly 20 years. It absorbs the tree's nutrients completely. In recent years, market demand has drawn more people into the mountains to harvest chaga. But its slow growth means it's becoming increasingly rare. A large piece like the one we found today may have taken 10 years to develop during winter. The mountains are filled with medicinal plants. This tree is a blazing horse tree, which flowers in June and can be brewed into tea. On this tree grows blazing horse scientific name, sangwang, of lilac. Here is a pine polypore, scientific name, pine needle pileus, which grows primarily on red pine and larch. It has growth rings on its surface and is perennial. This is walnut autumn tree polypore, a fungus growing on walnut trees. The leaves, bark, and husks of walnuts can also be used to make natural insecticides. Wild walnuts ripen in September and are delicious. Fungi growing on specific trees can have different medicinal properties. Poplar sangwang is another perennial fungus, visually similar to the walnut polypore. Interestingly, Changbai Mountain has no wild mulberry trees, so there is no wild mulberry polypore here. This is called wood mushroom, locally known as horse hoof lingzi. It's a perennial fungus with growth rings marking its age. Like other perennial lingzi, it is also used medicinally. Shenjing Tea, locally nicknamed tea, only grows in deep mountains. on moss covering trees or rocks, making it very difficult to harvest. Changbai Mountain Shenjing Tea differs from southern species. Leaves are slender and green, roots are black, and the bud tips are golden. Most wild Shenjing tea grows on tree moss, so harvesting requires climbing during collection. Leaves are not carefully sorted. This tree is too thick to climb, so my companion helped carry me up. Inside the leaves are the buds, or seeds, not insect eggs, golden in color. While walking in the mountains, tapping nearby trees produces sounds that help keep wild animals away. In winter, the greater danger than animals comes from dead branches hanging overhead, ready to fall at any moment. With deep snow, attention often focuses on the ground, overlooking the risks above. On the way down, we harvested a piece of white lingzi. Locals call it tree-tongue white liver. Its scientific name is Yutzi, also known as Piptoporus betulinus, a wild annual fungus. It is a medicinal herb that can be brewed into tea,